everybody, this is Sophie, and today on Guild of All Trades I'm going to do my first ever book haul. Alright, I'm excited. Now, I'm going to divide this book haul into two groups. The first one is going to be a few books that I bought before Black Friday, and the second group, naturally, are going to be the books I bought on Black Friday. So let's get started with the first group. Now the first book is a book I've been searching for since for 5-6 months, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And that book is The Martian by Andy Weir. I'm not really sure how you pronounce this. For those that don't know, this book is about this astronaut, Mark Watney, who is in Mars with 5 other crew members. When a massive sandstorm threatens to kill them, they have to abort the mission of Ares 3 and return home. Unfortunately, during the evacuation, Mark Watney is hit by their satellite dish and sent flying. The crew think he's dead, so unfortunately they leave him behind. Mark is definitely not dead, and basically the story is how he has to survive for the next 4 years approximately, which is when the next Ares mission, Ares 4, is going to get to Mars, and so he hopes that he can hitch a ride home. Now the Ares 4 mission is going to arrive 3,200 kilometers away from where he is, but that's a minor detail. Basically the book's about how he survives through ass-kicking science. Now I've only read 100 pages since I bought it, and it is awesome. Now a lot of the science part really just goes over my head, but I am loving it. The humor in this book is off the charts. Now it's kind of dark humor, but I love it. I had to watch the movie first because it was a family outing and everybody wanted to watch it, so we watched it first, which is not something I like to do. I like to read the book first and then watch the movie, but hey, whatever. Now, funny story, I usually don't like buying books with the movie cover just because, I don't know, I don't like it. I like the original covers. But, like I said, I found this book, it was the only one, I grabbed it, if there were 1,000 people trying to grab it, I was the only one in the bookshop. And unfortunately, when I returned on Black Friday, which was 2 days after I bought this, they had received a new shipment with the original cover. So I pulled a Luke Skywalker. We have the book with the original cover. No! So yeah. Anyway, I'll leave the link to the trailer of the movie down below, so just you can watch it and get an idea more or less what the book is about. So the next book I bought was Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. Now, this book was published in 1990, and when the movie came out, I was just a tiny little thing, and it freaked me the hell out. The velociraptors plagued my dreams for years. So when I knew this had a book, I wasn't that oh, I have to read it, because basically the velociraptors freaked me out. But ever since Jurassic World came out and the velociraptors kind of were shown in a friendly, nicer, awesome light, I was like, okay, you know what, I gotta read the book because they are awesome. So basically that is my shallow reason for reading the Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. Jurassic World gave me closure and my fear stopped. Now I think they're awesome. Well, I always thought they were awesome, but frightening, terrifying, awesome. So for those that are not aware, Jurassic Park is about this billionaire, John Hammond, who opened this biological preserve park that basically has dinosaurs that were cloned using the DNA found in fossilized ticks and other insects. Now, the park is not officially opened, and a lot of the staff that is preparing everything has found very strange things, strange events have happened that have freaked them out and have freaked John's investors. So, in response to this, he brings 3 consultants just to calm them down. One of them is Dr. Alan Grant, who is a paleontologist. His intern, kind of, Dr. Ellie Slater, who is a... Wait, let me check my notes. Okay, notes checked. She specialized in... Nope, Gotta check them again. Okay, I can't do it. I'm gonna read my notes. So, Dr. Ellie Slatter, who is a graduate student specialized in paleobotany. Words, long words, not often used. Alright, so paleobotany is the study of fossilized plants. He also brings in Ian Malcolm, who is a mathematician and a chaos theorist. And also his investor sent a lawyer along just to, like, you know, keep an eye on things, who is Donald Gennaro. Now these consultants are kind of like thrown into a tour of the park along with Hammond's grandchildren. And of course things go terribly, terribly wrong. And they have this epic adventure involving dinosaurs. They'll come to the conclusion that the park is dangerous, if not slightly suicidal, and should be closed forever. Now, the last book I bought before Black Friday is Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys. And before you ask, no, it has absolutely nothing to do with 50 Shades of Grey. And a lot of people have asked me if it was like a continuation. And it's like, no, this is actually a serious book about history and the struggle of humanity, not, you know, that other thing. This book follows 15-year-old Lena, who is taken by the Soviet police force alongside her mother and younger brother to Siberia, while her father is sent to a prison camp, which often means a death sentence. Researching a bit about this book, I found a video of the author who explains a bit the historical context, how she came about the idea, and it is very interesting. She is of Lithuanian descent, and that's where more or less she got the idea. I'll post a link to the video below so you can watch it. It's very interesting and also gives you a nice historical background to go along with this book. Now, for part number 2, these are the books that I bought on Black Friday. So I'm going to go from smallest to biggest book that I bought because my OCD does not allow any other way. The first book I bought is called Vintage Detective Stories. I really love this edition of classics. I'm not sure if you can see, but I have a few books of the same edition. So, as it says in the title, these are just some vintage detective stories. You have authors like Edgar Allan Poe, Edgar Wallace, Chesterton, sorry, Sir Basil Thomson, Dick Donovan. So, you know, it's gonna prove some very interesting reads. I can't wait to read this. Another book I bought that was slightly influenced by watching the mini-series of it is North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. The book is of a social context and follows Margaret Hale, who is from the South, where it's nice and warm and pretty, and she's forced to move to the industrial town of Milton, right in the north and south. Arriving in the city, she witnesses the clashes between the employers and the workers in the first organized strikes. So, the theme of this book is very social. It touches on themes such as traditions versus like breaking those traditions, also the rule of women and the rule of men. It also touches on the first unions that happened in England. Margaret also clashes with John Thornton, who runs a cotton mill. And unfortunately, he is studying under her father, so they meet quite often. Since Margaret befriended a lot of people of the worker class, she really despises Thornton and how he acts toward them. Of course, there's a romance happening there, so he kind of changes or wants to change. I wanted to read this book ever since I saw the mini-series, the BBC mini-series, that is only 4 episodes, and it's very, very good. And I wanted to see that series because it was starring Richard Armitage. And it's funny because he plays Thorin, and here he plays Thornton. Another book I bought is one that I have seen a lot on other booktube videos or in general in the bookstores, and it's Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. The book follows Anna, who is in Atlanta and is living a very happy life. One of the co-workers that she has a crush on is starting to return her affections, but her father decides to send her to Paris for her senior year to study. So she's not really happy about this decision. Everything's going well, her friends, her crush, maybe possible boyfriend. So she goes to Paris and she's kind of like, I hate my life right now. And then she meets Etienne, and something might be brewing there. But he's taken, she's kind of almost taken, so what will happen? I guess I'll find out. Another book I bought is the first in the Lunar Chronicle series, and that is Cinder by Marissa Mayer. Now the book is like a new futuristic take on Cinderella and follows Cinder, who is like part cyborg, right? That's why you have like the foot and a mechanical skeleton inside. And well, there's a few things happening. It sounds like there's maybe a class struggle, but her life is somehow intertwined with the Prince Kai. And the last book I bought is from an author that I've been hearing a lot about, and I've been hearing very good things about her. She has a lot of books, and I heard from every book something very positive. I don't think I've heard anything negative about her, so I thought, okay, I have to read at least one book from this author. And I bought the last one that was there on display, and it's Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I try very hard not to spoil myself my videos, so I only know what's in the back here. And basically it just sounds like a chaotic mess of epicness. I think if I hadn't seen how popular this author is, I would still buy it, because the summary is just plain hilarious. And if the book is like the summary, I'm gonna love it. So basically you're following Simon, who is not the typical chosen one, and he has like a lot of problems. His friends might be an evil vampire. There appears to be a bit of magic involved, because it talks about how he kind of sucks using a wand and also setting things on fire. There's also a monster going around wearing his face, just, you know, causing mayhem, like every other Tuesday. And then the line that actually killed me and said, okay, I have to buy this book because it sounds freaking hilarious, is this, and I'm gonna read it. It's their last year at the Watford School of Magic, and Simon's infuriating nemesis didn't even bother to show up. So I don't know, that line is what just like, oh, a nemesis that doesn't show up? Come on, that's hilarious. It's like, now what are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do? Your nemesis is not here. So that's it for my November book haul. Here you have them. All of these books, they're beautiful. I can't wait to read them. I really can't. And like every reader's dilemma, which one do I start with? Well, I'm currently reading The Martian, but after that, what do I read? And that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you soon.